Well, either way, next up we have Zenki. By the way, I should mention this. This falls under fair use since we're covering it by news. Okay, just FYI.
Love
Fair
you,
use
Zenki.
law. Indeed, we do, Zenki. I'm too tired for this somehow. I don't know how I'm still functioning today. So, Zanky covered episode 20. I don't know. Did the podcast cover episode 20 yet or no?
No, we are
No.
always we always release ours on the most current episode as of that Thursday. So then the next day, the next episode comes out. Mainly
Okay.
because it just since both of us are like busy with our own lives, we're not able to get it out on Fridays. Although I might talk to Elliot about potentially moving our recording date.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be in the works. We got some new stuff that we're rolling out too that will be up on Monday, but that'll be that's for a different time.
Yeah. Cyber, feel free to pitch on in as well.
Yeah. I have not seen
alright.
this. I have not
It's,
seen episode 20 yet.
I don't
Usually
even watch the anime anymore.
we watched it on 20, or no, we watched it on Monday.
Yeah, well, this seems... God, bird moment right there. That's just your average bird moment.
Yeah,
Average bird moment, 123.
pretty much. I don't know.
Yeah.
The anime is it's not great. In all honesty, it's all right, but
I see what they're kind of going for.
I think the thing is like, when you're watching it like every week and you're very into like you're analyzing the story and kind of criticizing every aspect of it. Like there is a story to some extent. It's just very poorly strung together between the filler and whatever other plots the manga decides. And I mean, I said this before, the manga is terrible in my opinion. I think it's really bad. And yeah, there's a lot of people are trying to defend it with like they're on a time constraint and this and that, and it's like that's no excuse.
They could have waited a year. They could have waited a year.
They should have waited a year. They should have focused on, if they were gonna do the manga and then try and get the anime out. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, they've been working on the story probably for like a few months, and it's like, I'm sorry, I could write better than this in a single day.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
they're not pushing it out right.
yeah, I feel that they could have worked on it during when BU was happening because they didn't have anything for the anime or story plot wise. That was all Hasbro there. They could have done something for BU, which had 2 years in works for there. And then they could have done something for like the pre-hybrids or the single layers for Burst and MFB. We could have had something that, just a basic release. And then we could have gotten the anime within probably this summer or the start of the manga this summer, something like that.
Yeah.
Or we could have had
the manga probably was going to come out with the beginning of it. I'm pretty sure that's how it usually goes. But honestly, in terms of the anime getting adapted, they should have waited. If they were going to adapt this season, I think they should have waited and then focused more on the Hasbro release so that they could release the anime in Japan and the US at the same time. That's what I would have done, and I would have figured out what to fill it in between. Maybe a video game, because you can...
True.
A video game, you can go so many different ways. I mean, they could have just made a separate story from the manga and made that a video game. And like a mass online RPG, like I've been saying this, like Bay Battle Pass connecting to the Switch or connecting to a computer because it uses Bluetooth, I'm pretty sure. You do that, you can import your actual battle stats and use that in the game. And it gives you a, like if you're not necessarily into like the actual Beyblading part, but you just like the games, gives you motivation to buy the products. Like there's so many ways that they could have counteracted trying to get like something out this soon with it. And I think a video game probably would have been their best bet, but they decided to rush the anime and the manga, and the story is suffering greatly for it. So, and not to mention the Hasbro collabs that they're doing, I don't think those collabs are going to work long term because they may sell now, but if people only know Beyblade for the collabs and, you know, no one's going to be interested in like the actual Beyblades that are from the series itself. That's my concern with the collaborations that they're doing with Star Wars and Marvel and all that.
Yeah. You know, it's a little sad, but hopefully, you know, season 2 can actually be a lot better.
I hope so.
So it'll just be interesting. I think this also has to go into the factor that they made Beyblade an evergreen product. I think that's also a big factor of why it got kind of rushed.
Yeah.
You know.
Which is concerning because are they rushing it on the fact that it is an evergreen product and that even if they mess it up this bad that it'll still sell well? That concerns me. If they get lazy with this just because it's an evergreen product. I really don't know in this day and age anymore. The old Tomy was fantastic of the 90s and 2000s, but newer Tomy is starting to scare me a little bit.
Hasbro scare you. That's the
even
kind of
just
scare.
Hasbro. Not even just Hasbro.
The Hasbro scare. That's what it is.
Hasbro's the new pandemic.
Oh God. But yeah, there's episode 20. Not too much to say. It looks kind of like a filler episode, to be honest. It's kind of like maybe a training arc. I mean, we got Maid in Heaven. We got the Maid over here with Shark Edge, and we don't get to see Shark Edge, I don't think.
Oh,
Mecha. But yeah. It just looks like a training arc, really. And then some build up to Multi-Sister. So,
Yep.